Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to this edition of Monday. I spent the first 2 hours in a vet's office grinding down my dog's nails, which was not the best way to start Monday, but I'm also really thankful that I could make the time and space to take her to the vet. She's here. Nala, say hello. Say hello, Nala. Say hello, Nana. Hey, hi. How you feeling? You're still a little loopy, huh? Yeah. She is still a little bit loopy and recovering. I think she'll sleep most of the day, and I have to get her off the bed before she pees on it, but I'm going to make a video for you first. So this is my, I don't know what number of 30 videos in 30 days, talking to you about life, about building a life you love, about doing work that allows you to have an impact, that allows you free time, that allows you income. And then a little bit of dogs and chickens, because honestly, you guys respond the best to the videos where I put the dogs and the chickens. My ego has dealt with that. But today I wanted to bring you a direct question from another video that I did. So on February 27th, I did a video titled, "If you're not doing this, you're probably not earning what you want to be." And we got a great comment that I really want to address because it's just, first of all, I want to bring validity to it. And I just think that it's a question that so many of us have. So I think it would be really effective for you. This was in Sacred Biz Rebels. So you guys might not know this, but this is being broadcast in 3 different places. It's in Sacred Biz Rebels, which is my membership group on Facebook, free. Just ask to join it. It's on my Britt Bolnick public page, and then it's also on its own YouTube channel, on the Britt Bolnick YouTube channel. So you might be catching it in a variety of different ways. Obviously, I'm trying to grow the reach and the impact of the Britt Bolnick public page. So if you guys go and watch it on there and comment and tag people there, that's a public page. So you can tag anyone you know. You can tag Glennon Doyle if you know her, which would be awesome. You can tag Oprah if you know her, which would be awesome. But the public Britt Bolnick page is where you can tag people and share it from. Whereas if you're watching it in Sacred Biz Rebels, it can only be seen by people who are in Sacred Biz Rebels. So this question came to us in Sacred Biz Rebels, and I'm going to read it to you. At what point is "I can't afford the support I need" a belief? At what point is it just plain the numerical facts? 2020 wiped me out. I only made $12K. I invested $4K of that back into growing my business with little results other than expensive lessons of what not to do. Didn't qualify for any business grants or COVID relief and wound up drowning my savings. So I have almost no energy to work like I was, so my income is somehow worse than it was in 2020. I'm struggling to see what part of this is the belief that I can't afford support and what is just the harsh truth of it was a shitty year financially for almost everyone, including me. But also the paradox of our beliefs create our reality could mean that I have the belief, and that's why I had such a financially draining year. I don't know. It feels like a chicken and egg problem in some sense. I frigging love this question. And what I'll say is it's a little bit of both. So I'm going to illustrate this with a story. When I started in arms coaching, and some of you have heard this before, this was 15-ish years ago, I was so broke. I was in debt. I was, unbeknownst to me, about to lose my building that I had bought with a tiny lawsuit windfall in New York City. So I was about to lose my building and the $100,000 I had put into it. I was waitressing 5 to 6 to 7 nights a week. I had a 2-year-old toddler, and her dad had left with no child support or shared. I had gotten sole custody, which was a blessing, but there was no child support or very little, and then none. And I was on food stamps, government cheese, government health insurance, just really, really struggling. And when I decided to start in arms coaching, I also knew that I had no plan B. Like this was it. This was it. I was not frigging waitressing the rest of my kid's life because I had to leave her at night to do so. And it broke her. It broke me. It was just so bad for both of us. Plus, it was really physically draining. And I was just exhausted all the time. And it wasn't my life's calling. There's nothing wrong with serving burgers and beer. That was not where I was going with my life. And I really wanted the freedom to be able to choose how I spent my time and to have the financial income to support me and this little kid. So when I started In Arms Coaching, I was like ovaries to the wall that this was going to happen and that I was going to be able to leave my job with my paycheck job within a few years. So I hired a business coach right out the gate because I knew that I couldn't afford to throw spaghetti at the wall and see what stuck. I also knew that even though I was actually really great at coaching, I had no freaking idea how to build a business. I didn't know about marketing. I didn't know how to grow my list. I didn't know how to set up programs and offerings. I didn't know any of that stuff. So I knew that my passion for the work that I was doing wouldn't be enough in and of itself. And that's something that many of you struggle. The thing that you love to do and that you're brilliant at doesn't mean that you know how to build a business doing that. So I hired a business coach from day one. And she was someone that I knew and trusted, which was really, really important. I knew that she would be able to help me get the results that I wanted. And what I did was, the money was not there at all. When I said yes, I had no money to give her. I took a couple extra shifts a month, and that was what I was paying her. I started in her lowest priced offering just to get help. And the first couple months, I was super late with my payments. I worked with her. Eventually, I paid on time. Eventually, this was like one of my goals. Eventually, my payment to her every month was just on auto pay, and I didn't even have to think about it. But that was really, really essential. And what happened was I knew that I had to make the investment before I had the money. And honestly, I'll tell you a secret. At this point in my business, 5 years in, 6 figures, I still make the choice before the money is there. I still do this. We have a lot of expenses, like we're not rolling in money. We both make a good income, but we're not rolling in money. And every single time I invest in my business, it's not from a pot of money that I know I can pay it from. It's investing in it with my heart in my throat, saying, this is going to do the thing I want it to do, and then finding the money for it. So there's like a degree of fear there every single time I do it. It's just that I've learned that I have to leap before the umbrella appears. Parachute, umbrella, parachute. I'm thinking Mary Poppins. I have to leap before the parachute appears. And the other thing is that I have to have faith, and I have to really use my intuition to understand what's going to work. Now, that's 15 years in. I trust my intuitive sense of what's going to work and what isn't. So to some degree, going back to the amazing question, to some degree, it is a belief, and it's okay to leap. I mean, there are coaches out there who tell people to go into debt to take their programs. There are coaches out there who tell people to take out extra credit cards to go into their programs. I never do that. What I say is that if you're starting and growing a business, there has to be money to fund it, because that business is going to need things. It's kind of like having a kid, getting pregnant because you need another income earner in the home. Girlfriend, that kid might start earning money at 15 or 16 or 17, but you have 15 years of just output, just outlay. And a newer young business is like that. You have to start at understanding that it's going to take some sort of investment, probably multiple investments, to really get it to the point where it's now starting to take care of you. So I advise bridge income, paycheck job, something so that A, you have money to invest, and B, you have no delusions about your new business making you money right out the gate. That is really, really rare. The other piece is that you can start really small. The first year, all I had was my business coach. And as you know, I paid her late. I worked extra shifts. The next year, where I was really struggling, was with client care. I was terrible at sending out contracts, getting contracts back, setting up scheduling, setting up payment plans. It was taking me so much time. So the first team member that I hired was a client care person at $10 an hour for 2 hours a week. And I was nauseous at the thought of that $20 a week going out. But so quickly, she began taking on the work that I wasn't good at. She began crossing the T's, dotting the I's. She began taking work off my plate, which allowed my business to grow much, much faster with a initial investment of $20 a week. Now, I don't advertise paying $10 an hour for an admin assistant, but what I'm illustrating is that it's not all or nothing. You can decide what's most pressing and then make small investments. Many virtual assistants are serving multiple people. So they can take on a small job if they know that it has the potential to grow. And that's something that you can absolutely ask. I teach my clients how to bring on virtual assistants or team members in a staggered sort of way so that it's not costing them a huge expense right out the door. And they're building trust and a relationship as they go. And they're also giving it a chance for the team member to give them space to make more money as they start to pay them more. So it's not like this massive initial investment. And we try to make, that's one of the reasons why Biz Elementals is priced as low as it is. Biz Elementals, which is for the time being my intro program, is priced incredibly low, given that it gives personalized support, individualized support, has 4 coaches working with you, me, a systems and organizational expert, a branding and social media expert, a copywriting expert to help you write sales copy. We keep Biz Elementals priced very, very low, and we allow a spread out payment plan so that women can come in and get the support as they are comfortable paying for the program. So I'll say those 2 things, and I hope that I'd love to see, hi Lisa, hi Sophia. I'd love to see comments and questions. Do you believe that it's a belief, or like, where is the line between I simply can't afford support and I feel like I can't receive support? And the thing that I'll just say is to make really, really sure that if you are serious about wanting your business to be a thing that takes care of you, you have to invest in it. Like, think about any other thing that you want to support you, a marriage, your parenting eventually, yourself. You have to be prepared to make a lot of investment up front to nurture that thing, to grow it to the point where it's actually going to reliably take care of you. And a business is no less. So, Lisa wrote an amazing testimonial that's up on a variety of pages about why and how she came into Biz Elementals for support. She was actually in years ago, and then she came back just recently, which I'm really grateful for because she's amazing to work with. Okay, that's all I can think of right now. I hope that gets you thinking about where your beliefs are holding you back from investing in your business, and what are the first investments that you really need most of all to make? Where does that money need to go first to create growth so that you can then start adding on more and more support? And if you have questions and you're watching the replay, by all means, please post in the comments and let me support you with answers. All right, folks, have a great rest of your Monday. And again, if you're watching this from the Britt Bolnick public page, please tag some women who you think might need to see this, share it, help me get it to folks. I know that this is a really common question, and I was so glad that someone asked it in Biz Elementals and gave me the prompt to make a video for you answering it. Have a great rest of your Monday.